Morning drop-off has, to me, just always had this like kind of bad memory. It really does have a deep meaning to it. And maybe I could provide some type of like smile or laugh or something like that so that when they walk into school, they might go sad to happy. Like I'll watch TikTok and learn dances. Like I'm like all out. The gritty. I was good at the gritty. Again, just a huge hit. People were talking about the next day. I think there's an opportunity for people in every community, wherever they're at, to find a way to be memorable. Kids are stressed in 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot going on. There's just, you never know.
Yeah.
We know why you're doing it. So we're cool. Went to Amazon and sure enough, you can get all these mullet wigs and all this stuff. And then it turned into this kind of motivational Fun Hair Friday video.
That's a piece of content. So you got to put something out there for a means for people to engage with you. So anyway, what I found though was like all of a sudden I'm like, dude's wearing like this wig with this headband. He's wearing these t-shirts that have abs, and it just like drew me in.
Right.
You know, so what the hell is that all about?
Yeah. So the wig's a funny story, and I've pinned my stories at the top of all my stuff so that people can like immediately know like what's going on. If I don't explain it right off the bat, they're gonna be like, ooh, this is weird. But that said, it really does have a deep meaning to it, and it goes back to when I was 9 years old. My dad made the very unfortunate decision to take his own life, and so. Looking back, and really the last place that I saw him, he took us to school and he parked on the curb at the morning drop-off, and he was very emotional, crying. We didn't know why. Me and my brother, I was in 3rd grade, he was in 1st grade. We got out, so then we're emotional too, but we didn't know why. But we got out of the car, we went into school, and didn't think anything of it. Whatever happened. And so, and then later the day, we found out that during the day he had taken his own life. Morning drop-off has, to me, just always had this like kind of bad memory. So then I had kids, and my kids, went to elementary school. And again, I was in 3rd grade when this happened. Our elementary school had a dad's club, and they were opening doors for kids. And I just made this flashback of like, morning drop-off. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. Like, that's just going to bring back too much or whatever. But then, it hit me like, you never know. Like maybe there's a kid in there who might go through what I went through today, or is going to go through what I went through today. Maybe I could provide some type of like smile or laugh or something like that so that when they walk into school, they might go sad to happy. Who knows? Right? Who knows what happened? So when my kids were in 1st grade, kindergarten, 1st grade, I started helping opening doors in that dad's club, and then kind of went all out in dad's club and took over as president of the dad's club in elementary school, like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And then usually it's done. Like when you get to middle school, dad's club's done. Kids are in middle school, whatever.
They don't want that anymore.
They don't want it. They're done with dad's club. But I went and talked to our principal when my daughter was starting in 6th grade, and I said, would you be okay if we allow dads to open doors for the kids in middle school? I know it hasn't been done before, but hear me out. Here's what I think. Here's why I think it's needed. One, here's my story. So that's why I want to do it. But two, like kids are stressed in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Like they have a lot going on. There's just, you never know, like just for them, let alone family stuff.
Right.
And he was like, you had me at your story. Like, let's do it. Right. So I recruited 4 or 5 dads. We get up there at 7:30 in the morning before the kids get there. Like our kids don't even ride with us to school. We get there before our kids get there. Like, our spouses bring our kids later on. But we get up there, set up the music, and
you got music too.
We play music.
You got a boombox out there.
We have even a bullhorn, which I got banned from the bullhorn because the neighbors were complaining at how loud it was.
No way.
Because I was using it way too much. Because I'm so obnoxious, according to certain people.
I could see that now.
Yeah.
I just got the visual.
Yeah. So I work the little crosswalk area, and I do the dances, and I'll watch TikTok and learn dances. Like I'm like all out trying to be like hip and cool.
You went all in on this, man.
So like I have my favorites. I got to find, there's video of me doing the gritty. You know the gritty?
No, sir.
Oh, the gritty. I was good at the gritty. Not as good as some of the kids, but the gritty was good.
Okay.
And so it turned into, really just kind of dancing, having fun, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward to, I saw someone wearing a wig for something. And I was like, I bet you can get one of those Amazon. So I went to Amazon, and sure enough, you can get all these mullet wigs and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm going to just get a couple. So one Friday, I wore it to school, and I'm like, I'm going to embarrass my 2 kids. And so when I saw them, they're like, roll their eyes or whatever. They didn't say anything. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I talked to them later, and they're like, yeah, we get it. It's embarrassing. My kids are so cool. They're like, we know your story.
Yeah.
So we're cool with it. Like, we know why you're doing it, so we're cool. And I'm like, oh, that makes me so happy. So what I started to do then was I took the, this is about the time that I was reading the Kyle Draper book about serving others. And it's like, well, how can I do the wig but also serve like lead management CRM stuff? And so I decided to record these videos of me in the wig. And it was like, hey, it's Friday. Call your leads today. It's a great way to end the week. End the week strong, or whatever. And then it turned into this kind of motivational Fun Hair Friday video where every Friday I would record myself walking to the school, walking into the drop-off line of me and my whatever the new wig was of the day.
Right.
And became this thing. And now Fun Hair Friday.
Yeah, you and your daughter in the car as well, right?
So I include now my kids. That's the other big thing I've done is included my kids in a lot of the marketing that I did. So when I was running my business, SDP Solutions, a lot of like loan officers, right? Like I'm trying to recruit new clients. I'm trying to recruit, like it's just very similar. I have leads that I was calling and all kinds of stuff and management, but I've included my kids into it as well. Have the kids participate and stuff as well. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But yeah, so it's really turned a thing. I went to a conference. That's where I knew from a branding perspective and that, that it had taken off. I went to a conference probably a couple weeks, a month or two after I'd done my first kind of Fun Hair Friday videos. Multiple people said, where's the wig? Where's the wig? Where's the wig? I'm like, I should have brought it. So the next conference, I brought it, and everyone loved it. And the next conference, I decided, okay, I'm going to step it up, and I wore the wig, and then I wore my muscle shirt.
See, I didn't think that was a shirt. I thought that was you.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course, everyone thought that. Yeah. I've worn it to a Vegas pool before, and it's just
no way,
huge hit there. And then walking through the casino floor, huge hit. But I wore it to a conference with the wig, with my business coat, and so and the muscles through it. Again, just a huge hit. People were talking about the next day,
of course,
when I wasn't wearing it.
That's being memorable.
But it's being memorable, right?
Yeah.
And so I think there's an opportunity for people in every community, wherever they're at, to find a way to be memorable and not just be the loan officer that does mortgages, whether it's a certain color t-shirt that you always wear or a certain, Shane, those guys, backward hat guy, ways to brand yourself as that person. So I've started now even using these videos and now posting them like as my personal stuff as well. So now all my kind of personal friends in the community as well know me as kind of the guy wearing the wig. So it's not just business. Now it's kind of the personal thing too. I have a whole assortment. I again have 20, 25 different wigs. Funny stuff.
Is your wife concerned?
No. I bought, I don't have it with me, but one of my latest videos I showed to school, my daughter, and I had the money hat and the money chain.
I remember the money chain. Yeah, that was great.
She wanted to make the bread today. This whole made up thing. And she was like, what are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a great story, by the way. Thank you for sharing that.